Hello my YouTubers, I am back. I'm sorry, the last video my camera died, so I had to be continued it on this side. So we were talking about Pop Smoke. Basically, you know, I was summing up what happened to him, how he got assassinated in Hollywood, and you know how sad it was, very unfortunate that he had to leave so soon, especially considering the fact that he just now made his big break in the music industry. Now, you know, I know he probably had a lot of haters and a lot of people that were, you know, his fake friends, basically fake friends hanging out with him, plotting on his demise. I know exactly how that goes. I know that you probably had friends that you felt hate from before too, so you know how that goes. So you can just imagine if you was to blow up and become, huh?
Tell a story about when somebody hated on you.
A story about when somebody hated on me. Like, I got so many stories about people hating on me that it's gonna be hard to even think of. What are your thoughts on Pop Smoke's assassination, how he was assassinated? Do you think it was from a friend, or do you think it was...
He had Malcolm X in his video.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna also be covering his new video that he just dropped. Christopher Walken music video. Let me write that down. Actually, I'm gonna be covering that because his video was actually very strange, because he had, sit down, Chino hungry too, right? So he had Malcolm X in his video, and it was kind of weird because it's like, why would you have revolutionaries in your video? And like the kind of music and the image that you're portraying, it has nothing to do with that era. It has nothing to do with that whole vibe. So I'm gonna be looking at that video. I'm really not trying to, you know, cause you know I'm gonna let him rest in peace. Basically, I'm gonna just let him rest in peace. But I do want to go over that video and what are your thoughts, because he actually dropped that video. I believe, was it the same day that he died? A week before he died. A couple weeks before he died. So, you know, my nail is broke. Don't worry about that. I gotta get my nails done. It's nothing. But
tell them about the Chinese people that keep fucking this shit up.
Oh yeah, the reason why my nails are broke right now is because I went to get my nails done, the C&D gel manicure, and I love C&D gel manicure, but I was okay. I love C&D gel manicure, but for some reason every time I get them done they're breaking. I got my nails done for Valentine's Day, and my nails broke 2 times in the midst of waiting for Valentine's Day. I had to go back and get 2 nails fixed, and then 2 nails broke. So I actually just said, you know what, I give up. I'm not even gonna get my nails fixed. I'm just gonna go to a different shop. That's why I stick to the shops that I know. I stick to what I know. Just like when I go get my hair done, wash and set, it's best if I just stick with who I know versus going somewhere else and then I don't even like the outcome. Prime example, my nails. I paid money to get my nails done and they don't fix them up to par where they'll last for 2-3 weeks. I got a call. So anyway, now that we covered Pop Smoke, you know, it's more to the story. Nobody really knows everything yet. Hold on 1 second. Hello? Hello? Ma? Hi, I'm gonna call you right back because I'm doing a video. Oh, can I have a bite? Anyway, so that cheese look kind of thick. Guys, now I want to cover DWAYNE WADE. DWAYNE WADE has a son, a 12-year-old son, who currently feels as though he is in the LGBT community, alphabet soup boy. I don't even understand how this little boy even has these thoughts of if he's a man or a woman, or wants to be a man or a woman. Right now at this age, the only thing he should be doing is playing with his Ninja Turtles. The only thing that he should really be doing at this age is getting good grades. He should not be worrying about if he wants to transition from a man to a woman. Like, what are they doing to these children? I always was against that whole sex education in school, because they used to teach sex education in school, but they never used to teach about the LGBT community within the school. They never crossed that line and would teach about gays, lesbians, trannies. They never would teach, they basically never covered any of that. So growing up, we never knew about that. Like, you know, we just found out the older that we got. And at 12 years old, the only thing that I could say is that he was influenced by someone that he looked up to. Maybe it was a teacher. Maybe it was his father. You know, maybe it was Gabrielle Union. Maybe it was a sex education in school. You know, I know that they let a lot of the trannies read books in libraries to these children on the weekends, and the mothers congregate together and bring their children to the library to have story time with trannies, transvestites, yes, men in women costumes, grown men, grown hairy men. They go to the library dressed up as women and read to your children, or to the children that are in the schools that your child is going to. So even if your child isn't there, the word is still going to stretch. The vibe is still going to flow. And I really don't feel like we should be subjected to that. I don't think we should be subjected to. I don't have nothing against the LGBT community alphabet. I don't have nothing against them at all. Like, I appreciate every human for who they are. Like, I'm not judgmental at all. But when it comes to children, when it comes to, you know, adolescents, they're developing, you know, they're going to go through puberty. They're going to change their mind. They're going to just go through all of the things that you went through as a child. So it would be insane for you not to understand that this boy might change his mind. And for his father to go as far as to getting his sex changed, I think that's just ridiculous. I think that he should give the boy a little bit more time to come into himself. Let him go through puberty. Let him, you know, kiss a girl. Maybe he might kiss a girl and realize that he likes girls. You know, I don't really know what to say. I mean, what are your thoughts about that? Like, how do you feel about DWAYNE Wade supporting his son?
Too much money, not enough time.
Yes, too much money and not enough time. How do you feel about DWAYNE Wade supporting his son and his transition to becoming a young lady? I seen DWAYNE Wade on Ellen, and he kept saying, you know, I'm supporting her. She's at a convention. My daughter. You know, he basically already labeled his son as a girl, as a woman. He's basically given permission for these men to lust.
At one time, that was against everything in the world to call your son a she.
Yes, at one time that was against the laws of nature. That's what they say. I'm not judgmental. I don't care. Be with who you want to be with and love who you want to love. You know what I mean? Like, I think women are beautiful. You know, I think every woman is beautiful in her own way. His or her own way. And as far as men, I can't relate to why a man would want another man. That's not my section. But what I can relate to is the fact that children change their minds. Nothing is concrete. Children change the occupations that they want. One day they want to be a firefighter. The next day they want to be a lawyer. Then they want to be a teacher, a doctor, a wrestler, a singer, a rapper. They always are going to change. They are transitioning, coming into themselves. So for you to just take this boy's genitals and tuck them, to me, that's a sin in itself. I feel like, you know, later on in life he could commit suicide based off of him really not wanting to have done that. He could end up really upset with his father. He could end up taking it out on his father in the worst way. He could end up committing suicide because he can't deal with the feelings of actually wanting to be a man but having to be a woman. And he's going to be a really big woman. His father's about 6'5", so he's not going to be a little woman. He's not going to be petite. He's going to be a really big woman, really tall woman. And I don't even know if he's going to really be able to handle the criticism that's going to come along with that. Because basically, DWAYNE Wade is changing his male son into a virgin girl. Which means that one day, a man is going to have to take her virginity, his virginity, which means that it might be up for auction. Who's to say? We will never know. But all I know is the person that takes Dwayne Wade's son's virginity as a woman, I know that if this is some conspiracy industry thing, I know it's going to cost a lot of money to take that virginity. Guarantee. But, you know, I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theories as far as like the industry and what I think is going on. I'm going based off of facts. And Dwayne Wade's ex-wife had an interview basically stating how, you know, her mother basically took care of him, took him in when he didn't have anybody, and now, you know, that he's on top. Actually, not now. This is about 7 years ago when he had got his basketball deal. He didn't give her anything. He didn't give her a red cent. He didn't do anything for this lady. And the only thing I could think of is maybe it wasn't genuine, but I know that this is his ex-wife's mother. So she took him in when he was 18 years old because there was a lot of abuse going on in his household. So, you know, he grew up with this girl. You know, basically his ex-wife, he grew up with her. They were together since they were 16, 15. And as the relationship transitioned into her going to college and him going to back, I don't know if he went to school for that, if he was, I don't really know his whole story, but all I do know is that he had got a basketball deal early in his life. I think a little bit before he was going to get his college degree. So I don't even think that he ever got his college degree. I think he went straight into basketball, and he had got that contract, and he had got a lot of money. So he went from rags to riches in 2.5. So his wife, of course, she went from rags to riches. So everything was good until he became beside himself. He started staying out, cheating, wasn't being honest. He actually became physical. He came from a physical background. So I'm not surprised that he was being physical with his wife. But you don't do that to your day ones. You know, she's similar to being his day one. When he didn't have anywhere to go, that lady took him in. When he had his 2 black duffel bags. When he had to leave his house because his father was abusive to him and his siblings and his mother, she took him in and gave him a home. And the thanks that she got is nothing. He won't even speak to her. He has his nose in the air when he sees her. So, you know, to me, that's not a good person. That's not a good person. But his mother, he bought his mother a church, a $2 million church, when he wasn't even living with his mother later on in his life as he transitioned from college to basketball. He wasn't living with his mother, but he got his mother a house. You see how that goes? So, you know, the lady, she basically explained herself that she was really hurt about it, but she wasn't expecting anything from him. This documentary is actually on YouTube. You'll be able to find it if you just put in Dwayne Wade's ex-wife interview. It'll pop up. I actually seen her, I'm not sure where she was. It looked like she was in Cali, but she had a sign up and she was on the floor saying that, you know, she has nowhere to live and she has no money. And how is that when your baby's father, your ex-husband, is a millionaire? He has millions of dollars, and you're out on the streets, and he had the nerve to actually take her children. So she doesn't even have custody of them. How does it taste? Is it good? She doesn't even have custody of those kids. He has the custody. And not only does he have the custody, but he's also he's just screwing this little boy up right now. I can't even explain it in so many words. He needs not to cut off that little boy's penis. He needs to let that little boy come into himself and let him make his own decision when he at least reaches the age of 18 or 21. 12 years old is not the age. When I was 12, I think I was still playing with baby dolls. I still was excited about Christmas. I still, you know, just everything that a child feels, I had those feelings at 12. And I changed my mind about my occupation a million times since 12. So the main thing that Dwayne Wade needs to understand is that he can't change that. Once he does that, once he does the big switch up, once he takes his son's virginity, basically, because that's what he's doing. He's taking his son's virginity as a male, and he's giving him a new virginity as a woman. Once he takes his son's virginity, there's no getting that back. His son can't turn 18 and say, you know what? I'm bisexual. You know, I want to use my tool. No, that's not going to happen. He's just going to have to lay on his back and be a bottom, B-I-T-C-H, you know, because that's what he'll be. He'll be a woman. So I think Dwayne Wade should just give it a little time. He needs not to, you know, be so vocal about it. And I don't know why it's this big old, like he just made it bigger than life. Like everybody did not have to know his son's personal business. That's a personal family thing. Everybody did not have to know that about his 12-year-old son. And it just feels like some type of campaign. Like this is a campaign. It doesn't seem natural. There are a lot of people that I know, sons are a little on the fruity side. And they don't broadcast it. They don't bring it to life. You know, Dwayne Wade has enough money to actually put his son in counseling. To help his son come to. Help his son realize, like, you're a male, you're not a woman. Maybe counseling might help. He has enough money to get counseling for his son. If he really wanted to help his son, he would get his son counseling first and foremost. And then after he realizes that, wow, my son just really wants to be a girl and there's nothing I can do about it, he will tell his son, he will tell his son, listen, you have to wait until you turn 18. That little boy can't buy a pack of cigarettes, nor can he buy alcohol beverages from the store. So how can he make such a life-changing decision as to transitioning? It's like, what are these celebrities thinking? Like, it's going way too far. Like, I have a son. I have a 1-year-old now, which I'm very proud of. He's 1 year old. And I also have a 2-month-old right now. Yes, I had a baby January 1st. So, you know, I have 2 sons that I have to protect from all of this. I'm, you know, for example, Nas X. I'm singing his song talking about, you know, Old Town Road, riding a horse and stuff. And then come to think of it, everybody was singing a gay-ass song. Excuse my French. Everybody was singing a song about riding a D-I-C-K, a penis. Everybody was singing a song about riding a penis. Straight men, straight women, gay women, even little kids. So for him to put a veil over everybody's eyes and then just, you know, it kind of feels like somebody just pulled the rug from under you. I know a lot of men feel that way because a lot of men, you know, a lot of grown-ass straight men with wives and children were singing this song. So you can imagine how they feel tricked. They don't even want to see him on the TV. He was at the awards with nothing but pink on. I'm not going to lie, I like the outfit. You know, I would wear it. But my son has to see that. My son will one day think that it is okay for him to wear shit like that. Excuse my French, but I don't want my son looking up to Little X Nas or Little Nas X or however you say his name and feel like, oh, he's wearing pink, he looks like a woman, so can I. No, I can't have that. I cannot have my son feeling like he could wear pink. You hear him? So, you know, we got to get it together as a people. I really see them making a mockery of the black youth. You know, as far as, at first it started with all the colorful hair. Then it started with the pocketbooks and the skirts. Now they're getting a little, it's getting real now. Now they're talking about transitioning little boys into women. Now the thing is that if Dwayne Wade didn't have that money, he wouldn't be able to do this for his son. So basically he has too much money with nothing to do with it. I know lots of people that money that he's about to use to do that surgery for his son, I know a lot of people that could use that money to pay their rent, for school tuition. Put that money where it's needed. A lot of these celebrities have so much money and they're not changing the world at all. Dwayne Wade has at least $200 million. Jay-Z is a billionaire. Puffy, billionaire, which they call him P. Diddy now. Billionaires. And that's just to say the least. I could go on. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube. The list goes on. Beyonce. If all of these
Snoop
black
Dogg.
Snoop, and now they getting at him because of his son. Who else? Who else?
R. Kelly. Ooh.
R. Kelly, but I was supposed to do a video on R. Kelly. I'm gonna get to that. I gotta write that down. Yes, R. Kelly. And they doing him dirty. They doing your boy R. Kelly dirty. Like, we all knew that he was a pedophile. We all knew that he was into sexual deviance and all of that S&M. We all knew that he was into that from back then when he pissed on that little girl. R. Kelly's a bold man, because I know that if I would have got off on that charge, they couldn't have found me next to no young girls. He kept going to the McDonald's and going up to the school, using his teacher, reading the notes, his musical notes to him as an excuse to be there. So you mean to tell me you got all this money, but you need to go back to your elementary, high school? What's up?
Battery almost dead.
Oh, so you mean to tell me you got all this money, but you got to go back to your high school
Go like 2 minutes.
in order to get your musical notes read to you? You got all of this money, but you got to go back to your high school? No, nigga, you was trying to look at them little young girls, them little tenderonis. That's what you was trying to do. But it is what it is, you know what? We all knew how he was. He's not doing nothing more than what the next man was doing. Weinstein.
Hit the like button.
Yes, well, you know what? I'm going to end this video because my battery's going dead with this camera. But, you know, I have a lot of things that I want to cover. I'm just glad that I'm up and running. You know, I've been meaning to do this sooner, but I was with child. So now that I'm, you know, getting my thoughts together and I'm able to express myself and do what I need to do, I'm definitely going to be on YouTube more, putting up more videos and talking about topics that you guys would want to talk about. Please subscribe to my channel. Please hit that like button. I really, really appreciate you coming by, stopping by, and until next time, see you then.